To the last case on our docket today, which is the Rubel-Cornuta matter. All right, let me pull up this case, and can both parties please raise their right hands? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that any testimony you give today is the whole truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Douglas Rubel.
All right, ma'am, can you state your name for the record, please?
Alina Cornuta.
All right, the first issue is that, sir, you filed your petition on August 11th, and then it looks like Ms. Cornuta, you were served on the 12th. I see that both of you appeared at the hearing in front of me on the 24th. You did get your response filed, ma'am, but I don't see a proof of service. So I need to inquire, sir. It was a 9-page, so what it contained was a typed response from her. And then there were about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages relating to her treatment.
That sounds about right.
And then there were some photos of her and the kids.
And then come back to do.
Yes.
Okay, so are you able to confirm that you did receive all of those documents?
I believe I did, yes.
Okay, ma'am, in the future, anything that you file, you have to have a proof of service filed with the court, because Mr. Rubel's confirming he received it. The court will accept that for today, but that may not be the case. You need to have a proof of service filed. All right, I'm gonna start with you, sir, because it's your petition. Okay, my understanding is that the two of you have 2 children together. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and you were formerly in a relationship together, but you were never married. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. At the time that you filed this on August 11th, were the 2 of you living in the same residence?
Yes, we were.
Okay, Ms. Cornuta, have you now moved out to your own residence?
Yes, I'm living with my mom.
Okay. Do you still have personal property in Mr. Rubel's residence that you need to get out?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, do you have stuff, you have things there that are yours?
He got my stuff out. He delivered it here. I have no idea what else is left over there.
Okay. Mr. Rubel, do you think she still has stuff in the house?
I don't believe so. Her brother still lives here. She still talks with him daily. He searched around and found a little bit more. I don't believe there's anything else.
Well, ma'am, I think what you need to do is you need to look at your stuff, and then if there's items that you think are yours, you probably need to you probably need to maybe communicate through your brother if there's things that you think you still have over there, and have him talk to Mr. Rubel about whether you all are in agreement on that.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay. My understanding is that the 2 of you do not have any kind of court order, custody order, parenting plan in place involving the children. Is that correct?
I believe we do have a parenting plan where I have 100% parenting time.
Oh, you're correct, sir.
2016.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, and it basically says, as agreed. All right. So, sir, okay, I want to confirm some statements that you made in your petition. So you said she repeatedly screams that she's going to kill herself in front of the children. When did she last do that?
I think 3 months since she got out of treatment and has been off of the psychiatric meds. She's probably done that a total of 10 times. I'm thinking the last time was probably 2 weeks before I had filed the order. Okay. Although she was screaming she's also screamed that she is moving out, and usually storms it down the block with a bag. I think she's done that probably 20 times at least. Okay. And did that the morning that I took off with the kids.
Okay, what I really want to focus on is kind of in the last month. So when in the last month, so let's look at them for the first part of September and the last part of August, how many times did she scream she was going to kill herself in front of the children, and when was that?
Probably 3 times the last month before I served the order.
Okay.
I don't have the dates.
All right. And then, but those were in August, is that correct?
Well, yeah, I would say the end of July and the first part of August. Yeah, I'd say the last month, meaning the last 30 days prior to me serving the order.
Okay. When did she go to Detox in Spokane that you referenced in your petition?
Approximately, she was there for 6 months. She was there for 3 months, so approximately 6 months before. I'm thinking she got out on the 11th. April, May, June, July. May 11th, June, July, August. I think she got out on May 11th.
Okay. So were there incidents like you've described in May and June and July then?
Definitely. It was definitely more of them at first. And I had given her warnings that she can't, traumatize children that way.
Okay. And she said she's been spanking the children?
I don't think so much inappropriately, but yeah. Sometimes she really loses it and goes up, screams and, because I'm not around all the time, so I don't know for sure, but the last 3 months, I don't think she has spanked the children. I don't know of any time that she spanked the children inappropriately.
Okay. So because here's what I'm struggling with, sir. So in her petition, she says that she's been so here's what I want to understand. Maybe I need to hear from Ms. Cornuda. So Ms. Cornuda, you've been in the DOSA program since December 18th. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So then why did you go, what treatment since December, what inpatient treatment have you been in?
Just ABHS in Spokane.
Okay, and what is that?
That's DOSA treatment. I had to, since I got on the program, I had to go for 3 months. It's required.
Okay. So was that inpatient 3 months of rehab?
Yes. Okay.
So you got into DOSA December 18th, and then when did you go to inpatient rehab?
So if I got out in May 11th, 3 months, 90 days before that. 3 months of that.
So you went in February?
Yes, February 11th, yes.
Okay. And so then what's been going, and then did you, in May, when you came back, did you move back in with Mr. Rubel?
Yes, I did.
So he says you've been screaming at the children and screaming and threatening to kill yourself.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Rubel, she provided information from a Ms. Hubach that said she's complied with all her appointments and UAs as required. Then she has a letter from Ms. Griffin that says she's been doing really well. Then she has Officer Gunn, who said she's doing really well. So I'm trying to understand the discrepancy between the two of your statements. I have these people who say she's in treatment, she's clean, she's doing well, and I have you saying she is acting really crazy in your house. So can you give me some more information about that, Mr. Rubel?
I would say it's probably 1% of her time, and she is able to hold it together when she's in front of, officials.
Okay. Again, I apologize for repeating myself, but you guys have such disparate stories. I'm really trying to understand what's going on. So you said she's repeatedly screaming she's going to kill herself in front of the children. How many times since May has that happened?
I'm guessing at least 20. Usually like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when she's not in front of, other officials with drug court or a probation officer. Of course, she doesn't scream that at them.
Okay. And sir, is this because the two of you are getting into a fight, or is this just her out of nowhere doing this? Can you help provide me some context?
I think it probably is us arguing, yes. I don't think it comes from nowhere.
And you think she's not taking her medication, and why do you think that, sir?
Because that's what she told me.
Okay. All right. Ms. Cornuda, what else would you like to tell the court?
Your Honor, and the medication I was on is not psychiatric, has nothing to do with psycho, whatever it is. It was anxiety meds, and I had my doctor take me off, and I've been off those meds for 2.5 months.
So why, Ms. Cornuda, do you think he's saying that you're screaming? You know, is he right that there have been arguments between the two of you where you've been screaming at each other? Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, yes, we've argued, and I really don't want to get into what we argued about because this man lies a lot, and he's cheated, and he's done things to me that I don't even want to get into. He knows.
Okay. Are you threatening to kill yourself during these arguments?
No, I'm not. Did I threaten to leave? Yes, I did. And when I did leave, he would call my mom or text my mom, and my mom right away would call me to tell me to go back. So I tried leaving him a bunch of times. But he, of course, would text my mom or call her and let her know that I left because he wanted me to come back.
I think I texted her about once. I believe she's in danger. She did come back, but there was never a second time or anything.
All right. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to review something. And so, ma'am, was that an agreed order where it says when you're clean, you can have parenting time with the children?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm the one that signed over full custody with an agreement that if I were to stay clean, I'm to see the kids. He would not hold them away from me.
So right now, it sounds like the two of you are not getting along well. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So right now, you all have a parenting plan that really doesn't work. So one or both of you needs to file to modify that plan because, ma'am, if your circumstances have changed now where you are clean, and that yet the two of you can't reach an agreement on parenting time, one or both of you need to file to modify that parenting plan. Sir, it sounds like do you dispute that she's clean? You believe these are mental health issues, or what is it that you think is going on?
I certainly agree there definitely is mental health issues. I think anyone that knows her would agree to that. I believe that she is probably clean for now. I think there's other issues involved besides staying off drugs. Like, for example, there could be some people that could be on drugs that could be an excellent parent, and there could be other people that, even though they're off drugs, still have some issues that are worrisome, like French kissing the kids or nipple play or sex in front of relatives. There's other issues besides, physical abuse and drug use.
You're saying those things are happening in this case?
Yes. I only submitted 5 pages but I could probably get lots of sworn testimony and photographs that can document 80% of what I'm saying.
Okay, here's what I'm finding. There's a significant history between the two of you, and there's a significant criminal history for Ms. Cornuda, and there's prior issues between the two of you involving domestic violence. Ms. Cornuda has submitted significant information indicating that that she is clean at this time. Mr. Verbal is indicating there's been acts of domestic violence that have been occurring in the home. The parties have a parenting plan that is fairly vague at this time. So again, issues involving the children need to be resolved in family court. So if either or both of you want to change the parenting plan, you need to file in family court to modify that. With regard to this case, What the court is finding is that Mr. Rubel is saying these incidents have happened. Ms. Cornuda is saying, no, I'm clean and sober. What the court is going to do is grant a short-term protection order that covers Mr. Rubel only, providing for no contact between the parties. It seems you're going through some kind of a breakup, and perhaps there is a lot of issues going on involving that. And so the court will grant a short-term order to allow some basically space in terms of the fact that you two are no longer living in the same household, and it sounds like that is going to continue.
If I may, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
One of the photographs that I had provided was her visiting the neighbor that lives 92 feet away from me. I think she's been there 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. It was my understanding that she's supposed to stay 500 feet away.
So who is this neighbor?
Our kids, the neighbor's kids and my kids play together. So they're over there like, sometimes playing together. And it's someone that is, I guess, 2 lots down. Her first name is Olga. And she had texted me about how if you put in the address for my house and drive to her front house, being I live in a cul-de-sac neighborhood, that it is more than 500 feet. But as the crow flies, it is 92 feet away because that's the width of these lots. And so I would like you to, I would ask the court to specify that, distance away certainly is, Euclidean geometry and not driving geometry.
Ms. Cornuda, who is this neighbor?
Your Honor, she is my friend, and she's going through a divorce right now. And I was worried for her well-being. Me and her cousin went to check up on her. This was not because I wanted to go there. I needed to go there. And this, I Googled it, and this was 1,056 feet away. And I wasn't there to stalk the kids or him or none of that.
Okay, so what I want to recap for the parties as follows. I have Mr. Rubel saying these incidents are happening. Ms. Cornuda is saying I am clean and sober. The court is going to give the benefit of the doubt to Mr. Rubel based upon the extensive criminal history of Ms. Cornuda and based upon the history. The court also feels that this may simply just be a bad breakup situation. The court does not have text messages, police reports, declarations, other evidence that these incidents have occurred. But based upon the whole, the court will grant a temporary no contact order for 30 days. So Ms. Cornuda, you're not to contact Mr. Rubel, text him, email him, call him on social media, contact him on go over to his residence, anything. This isn't going to cover the children because you all already have orders involving the children. You have a parenting plan case involving the children. If either of you want to change that case, you need to file for that case in, you need to file to modify your parenting plan in that case. In terms of restrictions of distance, ma'am, your new residence is fairly far away from his residence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, that residence is the residence on 115th Court. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, my residence is on 115th Court. She lives
Yes.
at least 5 miles away.
Okay. All right.
Or
I'm
3
going to
miles.
provide, ma'am. So, ma'am, you're not to go within 250 feet of Mr. Rubel or his residence or his workplace. Is that correct? Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if
The
I may,
order-
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Could you define that as being Euclidean geometry, like a straight line, or driving around the block down my cul-de-sac and then up to behind my house?
Yeah, so 250 feet is a straight line from any point. So she cannot be within 250 feet of you, your residence. So if your residence is here with my fist, she needs to be 250 feet away. Like if I would draw a circle out 250 feet, nowhere in that circle. That includes you, your residence, your place of work.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think that needed to be clarified.
I'm not going to have a further hearing on this. This is going to expire. If there's new incidences that have occurred, either party can refile, but I do not find that there's a basis at this time for more than a 30-day order.
Are you
it will
saying
expire at that time.
Are you saying that I could have sworn testimony and text messages supporting my claims, and that would be better?
So this is the time for the hearing. Everyone's presented the evidence that they've presented. I've made a ruling. If there's new acts of domestic violence, or you want to get a restraining order, then you can file for a new case. If you want to get a restraining order in your family law case, you can seek that in your family law case. But in terms of this case, this is going to expire in 30 days with no further hearing, because what I'm finding is I don't have enough evidence to support granting a 1-year protection order.
Sure.
And you all were in front of me back on August 24th, and so you both were informed that the hearing was going to be today. The materials were filed that were filed. So
sure. I did file some evidence supporting other things, but like the violation of the no contact order. But
in this case, sir, did you file that information? When did you
yes,
file that?
Yes, I believe so. Well,
I don't. Yeah, that's not in the record, sir. When did you file that?
The 3rd. I filed a response on the 3rd
of September.
Yes.
Well, did you serve Ms. Cornuda?
One was put in your off. One was put in your box. One was put in the Superior Court file, and Ms. Cornuda was served with it also.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, sir, I don't have that, and that wouldn't be timely for a hearing today. If you filed it late on Friday, yesterday was a court holiday, so I don't have that information, so I can't consider it for today. So again, I'm setting you out. It will expire on October 8th. What really needs to happen in this case is I think a cooling off period between the two of you is a good idea. There's no reason there should ever be screaming, yelling, threatening. None of that should ever be happening again. Ms. Cornuda, I think you need to take a hard look at whether any of those things have been happening. The two of you have separated. Sounds like that's a good thing. You each have your own residences now. It really, at this point, should only be about the kids. Don't contact him. Don't go over to his house. Don't go to his place of work. And if there's something about the children that needs to be changed, then you need to file in your family law case.
I think the screaming is pretty much happened throughout the 10 years that I've known her. But what she is screaming in front of the kids certainly is inappropriate for someone who's clean and sober.
Okay, I want to clarify what I've ruled for you guys. Ms. Cornuda, you're not to go within 250 feet of the petitioner or his residence or his workplace. You're not to contact him in any manner. Your parenting time is as provided in your family law case. This is going to expire in 30 days. So my expectation would be after 30 days, you guys would either cordially work out what the schedule is going to be, or one or both of you needs to file to modify in that case. All right. Does anyone have any further questions before I end the hearing today?
No, Your Honor.
Is there any issue with the admission of violation of the no contact order?
So if that's happening, sir, you need to call the police and report that to the police because that is a criminal matter.
I see.
Okay. All right. You're both free to leave the Zoom hearing. Ma'am, no contact with him whatsoever.